This example shows a swing trade on Betfair over the space of 5 minutes, although it's a little bit different from the other examples on this channel. It's unique as this doesn't happen in every horse race, although it does happen a handful of times each day. Seeing the indicators and reacting appropriately makes for a lower risk opportunity. So this example starts around about 7 minutes before post time, which isn't usually the time that I'd get involved. You'll understand why if you've seen the common mistakes video that we uploaded previously. So let me explain why this is different, and also I'll speed up this recording from here just to stop it from being a little bit boring to watch. So 7 minutes before the start, and something has just changed in terms of the market. You can see that there's increased volume in the market considering the period of time and the quality of the race. So what's happened here is it looks like the second favourite is going to take a little bit of money, although I'm unsure because the third favourite is also attracting support in the marketplace. You can see outside on sites like the Racing Post and stuff like that too. The bookies have shortened their prices. So I'm not too sure which one of those I really want to back. And you can see, look, it's lighting up there. So it's literally a case of several seconds after these drastic changes have happened, it's filtering onto the market. But I'm going to decide to go with laying the favourite because I'm unsure if it's runner 2 or 3 that's most likely to be backed. But I know if they're both being backed to some degree or another or attracting support, then something else has to give. And in this instance, the favourite has already been relatively weak. If we look at the chart along the bottom there, just highlighting it with the cursor, in comparison to the third, which has had a little bit of money over a period of time, and also the second has just recently. So checking across the other runners in the fourth ladder there to see if there's anything else that's been supported outside in the marketplace, it seems relatively obvious that the favourite is the weak one. It is the shorter price, is there to be shot at in terms of the market, and there's more likely to be a drift. The second is certainly taking money now. You can see that filtering on those dark green bars. The third is taking support, so it's a typical 2v1 in the marketplace. And on top of that, the favourite is actually from a yard which sometimes you expect to see extra support from, and it's just not there. So there's several different indicators here that are telling us this is likely to be maybe a more significant shift than usual, and that's why I've got on it for taking a swing approach straight away from the outset. But perhaps in this instance, one of the most important things that you can't actually see from the ladders on the exchange here is the fact that the bookies decided to jump a couple of different price points in one go on other runners within this marketplace just before the market is starting to hit that formation phase that I've mentioned previously in some of the other examples. And so, I took the lead. I decided to jump in early and get myself that edge and advantage as a telltale sign, which was actually marrying up with what's happening on the exchange live in front of us. Obviously, a confirming factor being the money flowing into the market. Money talks. Money is more important than anything else, always. So now I just need to do that slightly more difficult thing that beginners seem to struggle with a lot of the time, which is sitting on my hands and letting the move develop without closing out a profit. I don't want to close the profit short. We need to let the profit run to obviously make sure we win. I know it sounds so obvious on reflection, but many people don't do it. In this case, the favourites and the second favourite have flip-flopped. There's considerable support for the second there, and the move is on our side. It's just a question of when's this race going to go off. Looking at my other monitor, I can see that they're lining up at the start, so it doesn't look like this race is going to be delayed so much, and there's not an opportunity to let this develop even further. However, that is an important point. Obviously, things are going to ebb and flow back and forth as they are on the screen now. The fact that the runners are lining up at the start and how they're lining up at the start will also affect the price, something we mentioned elsewhere on the courses on the website. But what we need to do here is make sure that we don't get caught out in play. We don't want to get caught and taken in play with our swing trade just because our exit didn't get met where we wanted it. That would be gambling, and obviously gambling is not something we're interested in doing. We're trading here. We're playing the odds and probabilities in our favour. So it's worth mentioning that sometimes a large part of the price movement, a good part of the price movement for a swing trade can be after post time, where races don't go off on time like every day. It happens all the time. But in this instance, when it does look like they're going to go off on time, and that's why it's actually quite important, particularly if you're swing trading or even scalping close to the start of a race, is to have some form of live video feed. You can use the Betfair live feed just to keep an eye on what's going on so you don't get caught out either way, and obviously know that you're trading the live activity that's available in the marketplace. So there you have it, about 35 quid in a few minutes in one race. It's not the best result, but there's a bigger profit example here in the end screen with the same strategy for slightly different reasons. So check it out now, and don't forget to subscribe for future updates.